Video Girl.
On June 7th, Charli XCX released her sixth studio album, Brat. It's one of the most exciting and controversial albums of 2024 and has had the rollout to match. Today, we're going to explore why the album is so unconventionally genius and why Charli XCX is unlike any other pop star out there. She's the force to be reckoned with, and if you didn't know already, it's time to catch up. Welcome to Video Girl, an online community where we discuss and analyze pop culture and music. I'm doing a 3-part series on Brat. This video is about the album, part 2 is about the genius behind Brat's marketing rollout, and part 3 is still a secret. Subscribe so you don't miss when they drop, we're going to dig deep. In a time where world building and artistry is just as important as the music that's presented, Charli XCX hits the nail on the head. Throughout her entire career, she has shapeshifted and reinvented her artistry and sound with each era, while still maintaining the essence of who she is. Having come up through the underground London rave scene, sharing her music on MySpace, Charli was performing at raves as young as 14 years old, where her parents would drive her from her home in the countryside and into the city for her sets. I feel as if Brat is a return to these rave roots, like an ode to her younger self, as well as who she is now and the person she continues to grow into going forward. In an interview with Billboard, Charli spoke about what being a brat meant to her.
I think being a brat is pretty nuanced because I think a lot of people think it's just about being like stroppy and kind of bit. But I also think like bratish behavior comes from insecurities because I think that's when people put their walls up and get stressed out and act out.
And the projections.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a combination of like all of those things. This like ultra confidence and this ultra vulnerability.
The album opener is 360, in which Charli shamelessly speaks on being a blueprint for the culture and lifts other women up in the process. Julia Fox and Gabriette both have mentions in the song, and the music video is filmed with countless it girls like Emma Chamberlain and Rachel Sennett. It's only been in the past couple of years where I feel as if people, apart from Charli's fans, have started to catch on to how ahead of her time she has been. However, this is the first time we've heard Charli openly claiming it, where she's singing about it, and I love that so much for her. Sympathy as a Knife is another standout moment for me. It's a fun dance track with a vulnerable message where Charli admits to feeling inadequate next to another woman who is dating a band member of her boyfriend's. It's rumored to be about Taylor Swift during her on and off relationship with the 1975's Matty Healy, that Charli's fiancé George is a member of. She sings, "This one girl taps my insecurities. Don't know if it's real or if I'm spiraling," and "I couldn't be her if I tried." Hearing a pop star like Charli express these thoughts of questioning herself and her worth when next to another woman is so surprising, as we're so used to the I don't give a f attitude in her music and image. I find this to be especially humanizing and refreshing. Everyone experiences similar feelings sometimes, and it's only human. On a similar theme, I Might Say Something Stupid is a lo-fi ballad about questioning yourself and where you belong. She sings, "I'm famous but not quite, but I'm perfect for the background, 1 foot in a normal life." It's so interesting for her to give us this insight into her fame and her inner negative voices relating to it. These are the things that typical pop stars are not meant to say or share, but Charli shows us that even when you're a famous artist that's on top of the world, basic human insecurity is inescapable. Everything is Romantic is like nothing I've ever heard before. The track opens up with a whimsical orchestral arrangement and Charli details falling in love on a trip abroad. The lyrics are beautifully descriptive, and when I listen to this track, I feel like I can see everything she describes unraveling in my head. She sings, "Early nights in white sheets with lace curtains, Capri in the distance, in a place that can make you change." Then the punchy drums come in and it turns into a dance track. This song really transcends me into another place and illustrates the rush of falling in love in paradise. The track Rewind features bouncy and fun production, but the lyrics are what really resonated with me. Although it's a club banger, Charli speaks on body image struggles, questioning her success, and recognizing how in this day and age, chart position is supposed to be the indicator of this success. Charli sings, "I'd go back in time when I wasn't insecure, to when I didn't overanalyze my face shape. Nowadays, I only eat at the good restaurants, but honestly, I'm always thinking about my weight. I used to never think about Billboard, but now I've started thinking again, wondering about whether I deserve commercial success." So I is a track that really moved me. It's about dealing with grief and is a tribute to the incredible human being and producer Sophie, who is one of Charli's main collaborators. She changed the landscape of pop and electronic music forever. Sophie tragically passed away in 2021, and in this track, Charli shares her feelings and regrets about their relationship, wishing she had held Sophie closer. She even sings, "And I know you always said it's okay to cry, so I know I can cry," referencing Sophie's song It's Okay to Cry. This song brings me to tears every time I hear it, and I really recommend you check out Charli's performance of it at the Billboard Women in Music Awards. The whole song is beautiful and extremely emotional. Girl So Confusing details her relationship with the musical peer Pop Girlie and explores that she doesn't know or understand if their exchanges are genuine or more of a rivalry. Female artists are constantly pitted against each other, but are also expected to be best friends. We're so used to hearing tracks about love or hate, friends or enemies, but this song really illustrates the blurred lines in industry friendships, and the lyrics are so honestly written that it does feel like I'm reading a page out of her personal diary. It's fair to say that we all know who this song is about, and when Brat dropped, she shared her support of this album on social media. I'm happy to think that perhaps Charli and her had a talk and figured things out. These songs to me were a few standout moments from the album, but the rest does not go unnoticed. I'm over the idea of metaphor and flowery lyricism and not saying exactly what I think the way I would say it to a friend in a text message, she said. This record is all the things I would talk about with my friends, said exactly how I would say them. I find this to be exactly true, as musically, Brat takes us through a series of ups and downs and really shows us inside Charli's mind. One thing I sense Charli's artistry always leads with is feeling, and that is particularly what's striking about Brat. She is the most unapologetic and honest that we've ever seen her, whether that relates to shamelessly speaking out on her influence in the modern pop scope, or sharing her deepest, darkest feelings about inadequacy, grief, competition, and womanhood. She is fully embracing herself for who she really is and how she really feels without sugarcoating. It swings the pendulum between unapologetic confidence and anxious insecurity. Brat shows us that hot people hurt too. This may be my favorite album from Charli and is 100% my album of the year. I want to end off this video with a quote from a 16-year-old Charli who was interviewed for DAZED back in 2009 before she was famous. "I want to prove to people that you don't have to become this big commercial pop writing machine to be successful," she explains. "You can just do whatever you want and it will be fine. I'd like everybody to live a little and go a bit mental when they hear my music and just cover themselves in balloons and dance and roll around. That would be brilliant." Please let me know your favorite songs from Brat down below. I would really love to know and compare and contrast in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next 2 videos from this series. See you next time!